Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Data in Charge LinkedIn Live Sessions powered by Volt Active Data. Today we'll be looking at how we can turn real-time cross-database change events into millisecond decisions. My name is Biplab and I work here as a Director of Presales. In today's agenda, we'll be looking at some business challenges around change data capture, what are the technical challenges around it. Change data capture is not just about capturing changes across your different databases, but it's also about taking decisions in milliseconds and how Volt Active Data powers that for you. Let's dive in. Let's address the problem statement. Real-time change data capture across different databases is a real business problem. Let's take an example, right? The parent organization acquires some multiple sister companies. They have a lot of sister organizations. Now, as a parent organization, there are different strategies to improve the customer experiences or, do real-time marketing, prevent frauds, those kind of activities. And how do I bring these user changes that are happening across these organizations in different systems into one single system that creates a unified view of the customer? That is where it would help in implementing strategies and solutions for better customer experiences. There are different technical challenges around it. Let's look at them. So for example, let's say the sister organizations in this example are using different kind of databases or maybe different versions of databases altogether, or maybe same versions of databases but are used across different organizations. And those databases are being used for different purposes. Let's take an example of CRM databases of two different organizations, and both are maintaining a part of the user base. Let's say 1 to 100 users are for organization A, and then 101 to 200 users are for organization B. All of these users are doing their own operations and activities across these organizations, and we need to address them. As a requirement, an enterprise would need lossless data, exactly ordered, low latency data capture, and then acting on those events from different users to be on real time. These needs critical technical features like addressing high event volumes, high throughput schema evolution over the time, exactly once processing, and especially when you want to take decisions on these changing events, one would need stateful logic processing and consistency across the decisions. One of the first problems to address this challenge is to move data in real time from these source systems to a unified place. But that cannot help all alone. For example, Kafka cannot help all alone. Streaming is not equal to decision making. So streams addresses the moving data, but for decision making, you need stateful logical processing for those moving events. This is where Volt Active Data comes into play. What Volt Active Data offers is a mechanism for taking decisions from streams in real time. It's a unified real-time data platform where you can seamlessly integrate OLTP transactions, do stream processing, or do real-time analytics at a very high velocity and high volume of data. It provides seamless CDC to decision processing. It provides out-of-the-box connectivity to messaging buses like Kafka and many other such solutions, where you could continuously stream your changes across different systems or databases, put it through a data moving system, and ingest that data in real time inside Volt and implement your logic for real time decision making. All this would need state. So Volt also comes with a state mechanism, and it can help you enrich the event, correlate the event, filter the event, and run your business logic all on that change data events in real time. Additionally to this, you also get instant operational analytics, so you could build real-time dashboards or implement different kinds of real-time strategies or logics that would help improve customer experiences, implement different strategies across organizations, all using simple SQL. Let's look at a very high-level architecture of such an example. Imagine that there are two systems. Let's say there are two organizations, or there's a parent organization that's already running its CRM on, let's say, Oracle 19c. There's another company that has been acquired. It has a new user base for the parent company that runs on Oracle 12c, for example, and these user events are happening on these source systems continuously, and there are strategies that you would want to apply on this entire user base in a unified layer, in a unified way, all in real time. For example, you want to do a hyper personalized marketing solution on top of this. Or in telecoms, a lot of times you would want to implement IVR or VAS kind of offerings for this entire user base through a central strategy. So this is where Volt Active Data helps. So in this example, let's say these change events are continuously being streamed through using Debezium to Kafka, and Volt is consuming these events continuously in milliseconds, where we have implemented different logics to filter that data, aggregate the data, enrich that data, and create a unified customer 360-degree view, which is then can also be supported with a storage layer, which is really fast in memory, and different systems could consume, where Volt would be able to serve that data that's a part of its storage, and those data could be consumed by different applications for real-time solutioning purposes, for example, hyper-personalized marketing. And then you can also further process the data and put it to your downstream systems, which could be your downstream data lakes, data warehouses, etc. In today's demo, what we are going to demonstrate is basically we do some operational changes like insert, update, and delete on source databases like Oracle. How these changes propagate from Oracle database to Volt Active Data. Volt Active Data detecting those changes and maintaining a consistent view of the customers or users on those databases in a single unified way. And let's say use that data, that unified data, to implement some real-time analytics, all by simple SQL. So for example, I can query that data and see what's happening right now about the users. So here's my demo screen. I have two Oracle databases installed in two different servers. This is my first Oracle database. I have three tables here, named as order 11s, product 11s, and customer 11s, representing some random CRM tables. Then I have my other Oracle instance here, where I have similar tables named with orders 12, products 12, customer 12. I'll make some operational changes here on these individual database tables, and we'll see what and how these changes are then reflected in Volt. This is my Volt Active Data UI. I have installed a Volt Active Data instance, and I have created some relevant tables similar to capture the changes from individual tables coming in from different databases. Here you can see right now there are 0 records, and we'll make some changes on the source databases and see how those reflect here. And then we'll run some operational queries on Volt and see how we create a unified customer 360-degree view. So let me start with my Oracle instance 1, where I'll try to insert some data on these different tables. So let me take these records and insert them on customer 11 table. So these records are inserted, and let's move to Volt UI screen. So we are importing these changes through Volt's Kafka importers. It's easy to configure through the UI. You can see how these configurations could be done. You just need to click on importers, add new importers, and save the changes, and your importers will be created. That's it. So that's how your data from Kafka will be continuously consumed to different tables that are mapped through these different importers. We also have an importer screen where you can continuously monitor what are the success rates for data imports, if there are any failures happening, or if there are any outstanding transactions. So as you can see, we inserted some data on the customer 11 table, considering it to be the CRM1, let's say, and those data got imported immediately into Vault. You can see the success rate here for that. And we can see there are 9 records here in customer 11. Similarly, let's move ahead and insert some more data. So let's insert some products into the product 11 table. And here we have 3 records getting inserted in products 11 table. You could again go and see we have some success rates here. And we'll repeat the same thing for orders 11 table by inserting some records in the order 11 table. And we see here 3 records in order 11 table as well. We'll do a similar operation in our customers 12 table in Oracle Instance 2. And we'll move to Oracle Instance 2 now. And let's insert some data here. Let's commit. And we see 10 records getting inserted in customers 12 table. Now we'll repeat the same thing with other tables here with Oracle Instance 2 to insert some products in Oracle Instance 2. We commit them and we do similar things with order 12 table on Oracle Instance 2. And let's go and see in our UI if the data has been inserted. And we can see there are orders inserted in orders 12 table as well. Now, let's move to the other part where we would want to do some updates to the values that we inserted in these 2 different tables. Let's say I want to update some value in custom 11 table where I want to set the email ID from whatever it was previously for ID 1, which is amit.verma@crm1.com now to amit.verma@newmail.com, right? And this will be an update change. And here we commit this. And now there should be more imports. Yeah, you can see. And we'll do a similar change in the second Oracle instance for customers 12 table, where we want to update the last name for ID 12. So ID 12, last name was Kapoor, and we want to move it to Kapoor-Singh now. Let's go to Vault UI and see. So there's the change accepted here, and the changes are done. Now let's go further down here and see some analytics queries running on Vault to represent different kind of views that we would want to look at. Let's do a query like this to get a unified view of the data that's available in Vault. So let's run this query on Vault, right? And let's see what data we get. So I can see an entire list of data from both the Oracle databases now into this unified table that we have, a view that we have, which consists of all the user IDs that we inserted with their latest information. If you remember, we also did some updates, and those informations should have been also be reflecting as the latest state for this data. Let's move to our next query, and what we would want to look at is, let's say, customer purchase history. So let's run this query and see what the data we get in Volt. So let's run this here, and we get these information based on individual customer IDs, what kind of purchases they have done, what was the order date, quantity, etc. Now moving ahead, let's see some changes that we might have detected over some period of time. So let's say I want to see the changes detected over a period of time across these different Oracle instances, or the customers that are residing in different Oracle instances, and in the last 5 minutes, for example, right? So let's run this query, and we see that in CRM1 for ID1, for this user, we made an update in the last 5 minutes, and this was the timestamp. And in Oracle Instance 2, which is represents CRM2, for ID12, we changed the last name, which was an update operation, and the latest state is visible here. Now moving ahead, let's also see some other queries. For example, let's move to this query and see what are the update operations that happened on customer 11 table, for example. So we could see there's this operation that we did on customers 11 table, which was an update operation, which was for email ID. We can also look at what happened for customer 12 table as an update operation, and we can get this result easily. Now, let's say we want to look at all the order counts that are happening across different Oracle instances, representing CRM1 and CRM2 in the last 5 minutes, right? So let's run this query on Volt and see if we get the results. So you can see here, right? In the last 5 minutes, we inserted some orders. For CRM1, there were 3 orders that we created. For CRM2, there was only 1 order that we created. And that result is consistently visible here. So this is how easy it is to implement a change data capture from cross databases into a single unified real-time view into Volt. And based on these informations, you can implement further logic and implement applications that you would consume this data and use it for improving customer experiences, use for hyper-personalized marketing, or even to prevent frauds, etc. Right? So that's about the demo here. Let's move back to our presentation. So based on the demo today, we see our key takeaways are that to capture maximum business value, enterprise needs to have a unified view of the data and react quickly to those informations or events that are happening across different systems. Real-time movement of data is only not enough. To take decisions, you need a consistent state with asset guarantees in a single unified architecture to power real-time decisions. You can try Volt today. Please visit www.voltactivedata.com/get started. For more such content, do not forget to like, comment, and follow Volt Active Data page on LinkedIn and YouTube. You can reach out to me over LinkedIn. Thank you all for joining us today.